I am amandanothere, and this is my review of The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. So the story starts off with a really detailed and beautiful description of a circus that begins at dusk and ends at dawn every day. And the way the author describes it was beautiful. It got me hooked in the first chapter, and it just got me reading the rest of it. So the real story is about a magical contest/competition between Celia and Marco. It starts out when Prosperity Enchanter finds a young girl waiting in his office with a letter from her mother. Turns out the young girl, Celia, is Hector's daughter. The mother committed suicide and left her in her father's care. And it's quite obvious that Hector/Prospero doesn't really like children and doesn't really want to take care of children. But when he finds out that Celia has magical abilities, or in this case, well, they call them illusionists, he takes her in and proposes a competition with the man in the gray suit. And so this competition, I'm still not really sure what the objective or the history of this magical competition between Hector Bowen and Mr. A.H. something. His name is always blanked out, so that's really cool. But yeah, I don't really know how it started, but as far as I know, Mr. A.H., the man in the gray suit, has to find his own prospect to compete with Celia. And he finds a young boy by the name of Marco from an orphanage. And he trains him in the art of magic in the disguise of it being, well, illusions. Like, you know how the magicians we have nowadays are actually optical illusionists? They train them to disguise the magic they have as that. And it's really cool because you can see the difference between Marco's style of learning and Celia's style of learning. Celia's style of learning is really hands-on and quite cruel, actually. At one point, the father tells her to slice her fingers and focus on healing them. And that's really, really cruel because she was a really young child. On the other hand, Marco reads and reads and reads about everything. That is how Mr. A.H. trains him, although he wasn't really around most of the time. So fast forward to the future, or the present, or the past. This happened in 1800s. So technically it's the past, but in the book it's the present. Fast forward to the present, we see that the competition needs to be held in a set location. And through manipulations and planting of ideas, they coined the Night Circus, which is funded by a group of characters that are really, really interesting, and they reappear in a few of the chapters, although they aren't really the main characters. Having them in each chapter really makes the story that much more complex and amazing because you can see the relationships between these people. So yes, I'm rambling, but was I supposed to start with a summary? The Night Circus actually follows so many different people's perspective. It follows Celia's perspective, Marco's perspective, a young boy named Bailey, and when he grew up, his journey with the Night Circus as well. Puppet and her twin brother, I can't remember his name, Chandresh, who is I don't know what the name is. It follows so many different people. The way the author wraps up their stories is just so well done and connected to each other that you don't really get bombarded by all these different characters and their histories, because it makes sense for them to be there at that time. There isn't really one character who I would say is not necessary, because I mean, sure, maybe they wouldn't have played a big part in the story itself. Them being there makes sense. So I just think the way Erin Morgenstern wrote the book was so beautiful, especially the parts where she described the circus and its attractions, for example, in the different tents in the circus. And it ties into the story itself. How do you have new ideas to create new tents with new things and stuff inside, and it's just amazing. It's just really, when I was reading this book, throughout the whole time I was reading this book, it got me into a headspace of wonder and amazement, and I just wish I could forget the book and just read it again, because it was that gripping. I don't know what to say. I'm rambling already. It was so good. Okay, I just urge you guys to read The Night Circus. Hold on, let me get it. To read The Night Circus, and hopefully you'll enjoy it as much as I do. I hope this was spoiler free, and I hope I gave sufficient opinions and a sufficient summary for you guys to want to pick up the book, because I feel like my excitement over it might have not translated well through my rambling. I don't know. But anyway, this was a messy video. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed Night Circus. I hope you guys will enjoy Night Circus too. And I suppose I'll see you in another video soon. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you like this video. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.